seafood lovers! Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling something truly special, something that screams luxury and celebration. Lobster. I know. Cooking lobster at home can seem super intimidating, but I promise you, it's way easier than you think. By the end of this video, you'll be a lobster cooking pro, ready to impress your friends, your family, or just treat yourself to an incredible meal. We're going to cover everything from start to finish, so grab your apron and let's get ready to turn your kitchen into a 5-star restaurant. First things first, let's talk about selecting the perfect lobster. When you go to the store or fish market, you want to look for lobsters that are lively and active. A feisty lobster is a fresh lobster. Check for a hard shell and make sure their antennae are long and intact. A soft shell means it has recently molted and will have less meat. For size, a 1.5 to 2-pound lobster is a great sweet spot for one person. It gives you plenty of delicious meat without being too difficult to handle. And always ask to have them packed on ice for the trip home to keep them fresh and calm. Once you've got your beautiful lobsters home, it's time to prep. Now, there are a few different ways to cook lobster, but today we're going to focus on the two most popular methods: boiling and steaming. Both are fantastic, and the best one really comes down to personal preference. Boiling is a bit faster and a classic for a reason. Steaming is a bit more gentle, and some people say it keeps the meat more tender and flavorful because it doesn't get waterlogged. We'll walk through both so you can decide which one is right for you. Before we cook, give your lobsters a quick rinse under cold water. This just cleans off any grit from the tank. Let's start with boiling. You'll need a large stock pot, big enough to fully submerge the lobsters. Fill it about 2/3 full with water. And here's a pro tip. For every gallon of water, add about a 1/4 cup of sea salt. You want the water to taste like the ocean? This seasons the lobster meat from the inside out as it cooks. Bring that water to a rapid, rolling boil. Now, for the part that can make people nervous, you want to place the lobster into the pot head first? It's the most humane way to do it. Just be careful of the splashing hot water. Once the lobsters are in, cover the pot and start your timer as soon as the water returns to a full boil. Cooking time depends on weight. A good rule of thumb is about 7 to 9 minutes for the first pound, and then add 3 to 4 minutes for each additional pound. So for a 1.5-pound lobster, you're looking at around 10 to 13 minutes. You'll know it's done when the shell is a beautiful, bright, vibrant red. Don't overcook it, or the meat will be tough and rubbery. When the time's up, carefully use tongs to remove the lobsters and place them on a tray to cool slightly.
Now, let's talk about steaming.
For this method, you'll need that same large pot, but this time, you only need about 2 inches of salted water at the bottom. Place a steamer rack in the pot, making sure the water level is below the rack. Bring the water to a strong boil. Once you've got a good amount of steam going, carefully place the lobsters on the rack. Cover the pot tightly to trap all that wonderful steam inside. The timing for steaming is slightly longer than boiling. You'll want to steam them for about 9 to 10 minutes for the first pound, and then add another 4 to 5 minutes for each additional pound. So, our 1.5-pound lobster will take about 30 to 15 minutes. Again, look for that brilliant red shell. The antennae should also pull out easily when they're cooked through. Once done, remove them from the pot and let them rest. The aroma is just incredible, isn't it? All right, our lobster is cooked to perfection. Now, for the fun part, cracking it open and getting to all that delicious meat. Let it cool for a few minutes so you don't burn your hands. We'll need a few tools, a good pair of kitchen shears, a lobster cracker, and one of those little seafood forks. First, twist off the claws from the body. Use the cracker to break the thickest part of the claw shell. Crack it just enough to break it. Then you can peel the shell away to reveal that big, beautiful piece of claw meat. Don't forget the smaller part of the claw. There's a tasty morsel in there too. Next, the knuckles. These are the little joints connecting the claws to the body. Don't throw these away. There's incredibly sweet meat inside. You can use shears to snip them open or just crack them with your hands and pull the meat out. Now for the tail, which holds the biggest piece of meat. Place the lobster on its back and bend the tail back until it cracks away from the body. You'll see some green stuff. It's the lobster's liver and pancreas, and it's a delicacy for many people. It has a very rich, intense flavor. You can save it for sauces or spreads, or just discard it if it's not your thing. To get the tail meat out, you have a couple of options. You can use shears to cut down the middle of the softer underside of the shell. Then you can pry the shell open and lift the meat out in one perfect piece. Or you can try the push-out method. Grab the flippers at the end of the tail, break them off, and then use your thumb to push the meat out through the front opening. Voila! One gorgeous lobster tail. Finally, don't forget about the small legs. You can snap them off and suck the meat and juices out, kind of like a tiny, delicious straw. So, what do we serve with this masterpiece? The classic choice is simple. Melted butter. And let's make it even better. Take a stick of unsalted butter and melt it gently in a small saucepan. For an extra layer of flavor, you can clarify it. Just skim the white milk solids off the top as it melts, leaving you with pure liquid gold. A squeeze of fresh lemon juice into that butter is also non-negotiable for me. It adds a bright, acidic kick that cuts through the richness of the lobster. On the side, you can't go wrong with some corn on the cob, boiled potatoes, and a fresh, crisp salad. Or maybe some creamy coleslaw and a good piece of crusty bread to sop up all that buttery goodness. The lobster is the star. So you want your sides to complement it, not overpower it. Keep it simple, keep it fresh, and you'll have a meal that you and your guests will be talking about for weeks. And there you have it. Your complete guide to cooking and eating lobster at home. From choosing the best one at the market, to cooking it perfectly with either boiling or steaming. And finally, to cracking it open and savoring every single bite. It's not so scary after all, right? It's a fun, hands-on experience that results in one of the most delicious meals you can possibly make in your own kitchen. I really hope this guide gives you the confidence to give it a try. Cooking should be an adventure, and this is one adventure that is definitely worth taking. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more delicious recipes and cooking guides. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments below. Are you team boiling or team steaming? Let me know. Until next time, happy cooking!